Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a tutorial on Replay Mod. Replay Mod is used for capturing cinematic shots just like the one shown on screen right now. I will go over everything from downloading the mod to using it and even how to render footage. Without any more talking, let's get to the tutorial. Alright, so we're on step 1 now, which is downloading Replay Mod. Now I have 3 tabs open here. One to download Fabric, next one to download the Fabric API, and the third one is to finally download the Replay Mod. All of these will be linked in the description, so don't worry about that. The first page is fabricmc.net/use/installer, which again is linked in the description. You want to press download universal.jar. Files, and it should be right here, like 1.19.2. Now, the reason you might want to use 1.19.2 is because of the bug which I showcased in my previous video. If you want to learn more about that, the video will be linked in the top right, should show up about now. Anyway, you can choose. I'm going to personally right now use 1.19.3. I'm going to download it right now and wait for that to download. Next is Replay Mod. It's a really nice website right here, replaymod.com/download. I'm just going to download Minecraft 1.19.3, but again, you can use 1.19.2 if you want to. It requires Fabric, which is why we're downloading that. Just wait for all of these to finish downloading. Alright, so once all of these are downloaded, they should be in your downloads folder or whatever directory you've set for your downloads to be in. First, we're going to start by clicking on the Fabric installer. Double click on that. It should open up this little Fabric installer GUI. Now, you're going to choose 1.19.3. This loader version can stay whatever it is, and then press install. I have already installed Fabric for 1.19.3 and 1.19.2, so I am not going to do this, but you should probably just press install. While you install it, you should probably have Minecraft closed as well, otherwise it won't show up in your launcher. Now that you've done this, you can just delete Fabric installer since we don't need that anymore. Now we have Replay Mod and Fabric API. I would recommend highlighting both of these two, right-clicking, and copying them. Now go up here to where it says this PC downloads, or whatever it will say for your machine. Now type in %app_data% like this and go to .minecraft. Now I have a lot of different mods folders, but you want to go into just the normal one that says mods. If you don't have a mods folder, you can just create one. That's not a big deal. Just go into your folder that just says normal mods, and I already have mods here from before, but you just want to press Ctrl-V and paste your 2 mods in. I already have these here, so I'm going to delete these. So once you've pasted your mods in, you should be able to just start up your Minecraft launcher, and Fabric will be the first thing that shows up. You should press load, and then you should have Replay Mod installed when you open up Minecraft. Okay, so once your Minecraft loaded up, it will not actually look like this unless you have the exact same shader and texture pack that I'm using. But what you should have is this little icon down here that says Replay Viewer. If you have this, you're all set. This means you downloaded stuff correctly. Now, we're not going to use this yet, so we actually haven't recorded any replays yet. So I'm going to show you guys how to record a replay. Alright, so I'm thinking we start with the most basic of replays. I'm going to just show you a replay of me building a house, okay? So whatever you want to do, you can just get all your materials to build a house. I'm just going to build it really simple with oak planks, glass, and maybe a door. But then what you want to do before you start building the house is if you press escape, there's these 2 little buttons here, resume recording and start recording. What you want to do, you want to press start recording when you're about to start building. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to press start recording and get to building. Alright, so I finished up building my house now, except for this one block. And now you've seen how it looked using the video editor. But now I'm going to show you how it looked in Replay Mod. So I'm going to press stop recording since I'm done with my house. And we can successfully now just leave the game. Once we've had a replay, we can just leave. We don't have to do... We can explode the house. Okay, if we really wanted to, we could just explode it. But I'm not going to do that, obviously. I can save and quit. It says saving replay file. Once this is saved up here, that means you're good to go, and you can go into your little replay viewer. Now you should have one thing from the world or server that you replayed in. It should be here. The date, or just, this is like the name of the video, but it's displaying the date here. Here is the actual date down here. This is just the name of the video. Now, if you want to press it and press load to load it in. And wait, it should start running automatically, but you want to stop that. There might be a lot on the screen now, but just stay with me, okay? You want to pause this and put it back to 0, 0 so we can start from beginning, okay? Now I'm moving around with WASD, and you can also move up and down with Shift. I think Shift is to move down, space is to move up, and you can also move down by just aiming with your mouse and pressing W. Right now I'm not pressing anything. I'm just pressing W and moving around with my mouse. Anyway, also if you want to press these buttons, you can press T to get your mouse on your screen so you can press buttons, and escape to remove your mouse so you go back into like the more cinematic view. Now there are two buttons here that you're going to be using a lot: add position keyframe and add time keyframe. This is the more easy one to use. Well, this is the more complicated one. I'm only going to be showing you mostly how to use the position keyframe, but I'll also explain some time keyframe stuff, but I won't be using it a lot. First thing we need to be able to render a video is at least 2 position keyframes and at least 2 time keyframes. But before we start setting that, I'm going to explain these bars up here. This bar is the actual time of the video. It lasted about 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 1 second for me to build this entire house. This right here is the rendered video, how long the video is when you've done everything. So I'm going to start by adding a time keyframe anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter what place you're in, you can just add it anywhere. As long as these two are at 0, 0, you can just add a time keyframe. I'll explain what this does afterwards. Now, let's say we skim through this video a bit. Let's say we go over here. It's going to show building a house, right? And it will also go the same amount on this little bar under. But we want this to be sped up. We don't want it to be building at the normal speed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this all the way at the end, meaning that, so once this at the end, I'm going to drag this bar to whatever time I want it to be. So the actual video, let's say I want the actual video to last 20 seconds, okay? If you speed it up, it's going to last exactly 20 seconds. So I'm going to put this little bar here to about 20 seconds. And if this is at the end and this is at 20, that means by the time this has gone from here, this entire bar should have moved all the way over. Now, you don't have to set it all the way over. You could set it before. That's basically what a time keyframe is. How long this is compared to this. I hope that makes sense, but if not, don't worry. It's a bit complicated and not all beginners have to use it. So all you need to know is that I'm just going to set this at 20. And this is all we're going to need to do for time keyframes. Now comes the easy part, position keyframes. So let's say I want to start and I want to circle around the house. I want to start at the bottom and I'm going to slowly circle around the house to the top here. Okay? Then I'll add a position keyframe. And something to know while adding position keyframes is your character has to be in the spot where you want to add the position keyframe. So let's say I want to start here. You just need to position your character in that spot. Press T to get your mouse thingy so you can press the buttons, and just straight up add a position keyframe. But make sure that when you're adding it, this little yellow cursor thing is above the 0, 0 mark. Your first one should always start at 0, 0. So I'm going to start it right here, add a position keyframe, and then I'm going to move a bit around to the other side and add another one here at about 6 seconds in. Now I'll explain what I just did here. I have an option enabled that lets me see, I think you can just go down here and it's like, I think it's toggle path preview. It's H, and you'll be able to see this if you press H. And basically when I move this thing, you'll be able to see where the camera goes. Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing now. So you'll see what the camera is projecting, basically. So it's moving back and forth. I'm moving this yellow thing up here, and it's basically moving the camera back and forth over the span of 6 seconds. Now if I wanted to make it longer, I would move this even farther. So when I move this, it would take even longer for it to move all the way over. But I'm going to keep this at 6 seconds and show you the difference. So if this is at 6 seconds, here's how it looks. And if I were to put this at 20 seconds, here's how it will look. If I were to take this all the way over, here's how it will look instead. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but you get the idea. It's going to be a lot slower the farther you put it away from your first time keyframe. So I'm going to keep this at 6. That means that the camera is going to move from point A to point B in 6 seconds. That's all it means, okay? Now let's say I wanted to move from point B over here to point C, more on top of the house, in let's say 4 seconds. So we do 4 plus 6 is 10. So we move this to 10, put our body in the position we want the keyframe C to be in, and add a new time keyframe. Now, if I play this back, oh, I need to make sure to play it back from the beginning, otherwise it won't do anything. See, that doesn't look too bad, but we're still not done, as this is kind of like the start, and this last time keyframe, which is like kind of like the skull looking icon down here, is the last thing. So I'm just gonna add something really simple. I'm just gonna zoom around here and maybe capture the last bit like this. This should be good, right? So I'm gonna go from point C to point D, and I'm gonna put the last one here because this is a pretty big space. It's gonna maybe be a bit slower, but it also is pretty much longer. So you honestly just have to play around with these to find the correct speed. So I'm gonna play this and see how it looks. Okay, now a few things to note is you might have heard the block placing. The block placing you won't actually hear in the final replay. That's just in this replay. And name tags is there's also an option to turn that off. Now, I'm going to show you how to render mine, but you will not be able to render yours yet. After I render mine, I'll show you the steps that you have to take before you're able to render. Basically, what I do, since I've already done these steps, is I can press render camera path. I can choose a bunch of settings. By the way, here is the render name tags option. If you want to check this or not check it, that's up to you. I'm going to keep it with render name tags, and I'm just going to press render. If you tried to render before following these steps, you may have gotten an error about something about FFmpeg or something. Now, I'll show you how you can actually render now if you haven't done it before. Now, first, go to ffmpeg.net or .org actually, my bad. The link will also be in the description. Just press download. Go to Windows, and I'm just gonna get a build from guy.dev. It really doesn't matter which one you get it from. I'm gonna get the full 7.zip one. Alright, so it has downloaded for me now, and it's gonna be a 7-zip file. If you don't have 7-zip, you can either download it or you can convert it to like a WinRAR or something. I'm just gonna go 7-zip and extract here, and it should extract now. And I get this little folder. I can just delete this now because I don't really need it anymore. And I'm gonna rename this folder to just FFmpeg. Nothing more. Now I'm going to highlight it, press Control-C for copy, and I'm going to go up here to where it says this PC downloads, and I'm going to type capital C : like this, and you should be in your C drive now like this. Now, you may have more files, less files, it doesn't really matter. All you're looking for is program files times 86. Open up that and press Control-V to paste your FFmpeg folder in here. I already have FFmpeg in here, so I'm not going to do that. But it should show up like that. Now what you want to do, you want to open the folder, go to bin. Now there's a bunch of FF stuff in here. You just want to right click the ffmpeg.exe, go to properties, and just copy this location right here. Paste my text here. This is what we're at. And I'm going to add another backslash like that, and I'm going to type ffmpeg.exe like that. This is all we need, okay? Your file location, bin, another backslash, and an ffmpeg.exe, okay? Whatever you had before, plus another backslash, plus ffmpeg.exe. Control-A to highlight everything, Control-C to copy. Now you can just delete that because you have copied your clipboard. And if you go back into Minecraft, and you go to your render settings, and you scroll all the way down, you want to paste it in here. Just delete whatever is in here, and I'm going to paste it in here. And you should be all good to render now, I think. If I press render again on the video, yep, it's rendering. See, that's all you really need to do. Alright, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.